Good morning, LUNC community, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, drop a like, drop a comment on the way out. Those three things are really going to help us out here, and there's not much more we're ever going to ask of you than that. If you're not up to date with the announcement, the unveiling of Project Remedy last week, do get yourselves up to date. Let us know what you think in the comment section. Drop some hashtags. That's really going to help us out. It's going to help the project out, and in turn more people are going to find the LUNC ecosystem. We're providing a totally new set of tools for everybody to come in and use and utilize. Effectively launching a coin on Terra Classic has never been easier. But what I want to do is jump straight into this video today, because essentially there's more centralized plays, there's more centralized moves underway on chain outside of the subDAO initiative that was recently rejected through governance. Now, Vegas himself is known for making centralized decisions, holding hostage direct connections to exchanges like MEXC, like Binance, and this was all gained during the time when we as a chain, we as an ecosystem empowered Terra rebels during a time of insecurity and instability. And what that actually led to was just many different factions gravitating for the seats of power inside Terra rebels. So Vegas again is able to make this change because there once was a centralized body that spoke for this ecosystem, and yeah, it will always end up with the same result. People will abuse power. They will hold hostage these direct connections, so they are the person that can provide any solutions. They can be the direct connection between chain and a CEX like Binance, for example. Am I saying that I'm unhappy with this change? Absolutely not. We do need to do anything in our capacity to save USTC and prevent this delisting rolling out. But when you circumvent governance, it's not the way to go. It gives people like LUNC Live and Mr. Diamond Hands all of the ammunition they really need to go on the offensive and hide their own centralized acts that they're plotting with Charles Hoskins, Wezo to really whittle down the system and then provide themselves as a solution. Vegas should have known better than to have gone ahead and committed another centralized act, something he's known for doing, using and weaponizing his own connections that he gained from a central body, because all it does is make me think to myself, gosh, how lucky we are again that there's not going to be the establishment of a Terra Classic subDAO initiative where everybody can more or less fight and bicker over seats of power. When they gain those seats of power, can they be corrupted? Will they weaponize it and utilize it for their own gain, or will it be for the ecosystem? I'm not willing to walk down that road again, because Vegas has managed to circumvent governance. He's managed to provide a lot of ammunition to a lot of the bad actors on chain. And again, he's setting a bad example. He's saying to everybody out there, you don't need to use governance. But now what's very irritating is that he wants to go ahead and take it through governance with the requesting of the reclassification, again, if you will, of the coin market cap information for USTC, and then also providing an SRD update. And Vegas has waited until the very last minute to do all of this in a time where, again, we're very weak, we're very unsure, we're unstable, we're insecure. This is all ringing Terra rebels and many different people striving for power. What we're just seeing at the moment is people effectively doing what they want to do and just saying, well, hey, this is the Wild West. I'll do whatever I want to do. And up until this point, there's really been nothing positive and official surrounding the chain trying to make an effort for a reclassification. We're now in a situation, right, where people are doing stuff because it benefits them. They're not acting straight away. Instead, they're waiting for other people. They're baiting traps. They're circumventing governance, they're reclassifying assets. And one of the biggest arguments against my proposal and going back and looking at it was the fact that we wanted to reclassify USTC to something that wasn't a stablecoin, that it would lose its edge as a stablecoin. And people completely ignoring all of the information and research we had done into the Genius Act, into Mika, all of the warnings we had put out prior. Everybody says, why don't people work together? Well, this is a prime example of why people don't work together and why we shouldn't introduce a central subDAO that's supposedly decentralized, it all begins to bug my mind out. It begins to frighten me and put my head in a position where we go back through Terror Rebels. People like myself become distrusted again and seen as the problem on chain when that simply was never the case. And Terror Rebels collapsing and crumbling and all of the different people coming out and splitting into factions proved everything I said in my original video when I left Terror Rebels at the very, and I mean the very, I think it was about a week, and I left and I said, look, this isn't what we think it is. It's not going to be what I think it is. But yeah, I want to make it quite clear, guys, that I'm upset about the situation with the reclassification, but at the same time, like, it needed to be done, but do it through governance. Why give the bad actors on chain more ammunition? Why create more chaos? Why not just work together? Again, it's all about people thinking for themselves and doing what they want to do and doing it when they want to do it and on their terms, about how they benefit from it. A big issue here is definitely the unofficial reclassification and the fact that it didn't go through the normal direct lanes of decentralization, which means that the people who write the news articles, the people who gravitate outside of the ecosystem, are not likely to pick up on it. And it's just going to be the usual people report on that change. We shouldn't just be voting on the request to change this coin market cap information. It should have been for Binance as well, and really they should have pursued that one first, as they've already gone ahead and reclassified it. And a lot of people might not even know that this has gone down. There might be some validators who aren't happy to see it reclassified. So maybe some validators don't see there's an issue. Maybe that they see this delisting as just a speed bump in the road. They might feel differently. This is the whole point of having a decentralized governance protocol. It's how we do things here. So although the change has been made, we're not likely to see news articles. We're not likely to see many different people pick up on it. Instead, it's just going to be that same news circulating that USTC is in fact going to be delisted. So yeah, we're going to support this change. Of course, we're not going to try to create a pitfall for other validators to fall into. That's not what we're about here. And I really do wish Vegas had come to me and said, look, let's remove the meme coin thing. Let's just go for the removal of the stable coin word. Let's gravitate around that and let's get it done. Instead, you didn't see that happen. He wouldn't work with me because there's a risk I might inherently get his direct connection to Binance, and then where would that leave him? Well, it would leave him nowhere. I would pass the connection on to many other people, as I did when we got in touch with the TFL team, and I brought in everyone from Rexy to Mr. Diamond Hands to Strafe to Frag. Everybody was in that group by the end of things. So again, we do need to say to ourselves, although this was a good change, it doesn't set a good precedent. It doesn't set a good example. It doesn't ring a message for our ecosystem that says USTC is here to stay. So what we're hopefully going to see as an end result of this text proposal is Vegas again taking a centralized lane of communication that he may or may not have with CoinMarketCap. We know he has it. But hopefully we'll see this roll out. What a lot of people need to understand is this doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to not delist USDC. It doesn't mean we're not going to see the MiCA regulations take effect and have an effect on USTC. And we don't know, we really don't know, if the Genius Stablecoin Act is going to hit hard against USTC. Again, are we going to need to pursue this reclassification on every single CEX out there? If yes is the answer, then going through the direct lanes of decentralization, ensuring that there's a commonwealth up, there's a discussion period, there's a time for collaboration, we then get the text proposal out, we do everything correctly, so we're setting an example. And not just that, but we can go to these CEXs and we can say to them, this is what the community has decided, this is what we are supposed to do. And yeah, everything could be done correctly, but again, centralization is the narrative going around the ecosystem. Is it new? Absolutely not. Am I annoyed? No. These people are just showing us exactly what they're like. But yeah, let me know what you think about the centralized reclassification of USTC on Binance. Do you support the centralized move? Do you think that we should just all make decisions for ourselves? We should not care for the decentralized aspect of the chain? And yeah, aside that, just stay safe, guys. Stay humble. Stay aware. We'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.